and welcome to another installment of Plaid Stallion's Toy Ventures. Bit of a departure this week as we're going to talk about something that I don't regularly collect, and that's die-cast vehicles by Corgi. Namely, my favorite Corgi vehicle of all time, the Spider Buggy, which is one of the few Corgi toys that I actually tracked down and purchased as an adult collector. The Corgi brand is the creation of a parent company in the UK called Metoy, and is named after the small breed of dogs. I remember on Toy Hunter he pronounced it Corgi, but that wasn't correct. They debuted in the 1950s making model die-casts, mainly competing with Dinky Toys, another UK manufacturer of such things. However, their fortunes changed in the 1960s when they began a fruitful career with licensing, producing originally cars from the James Bond series of films. I remember having the Goldfinger car as a kid. But probably their most successful and best-known license came in the form of the Batman television series. Their Batmobile was such a hit, it was followed up by a Batboat and a Batcopter. I was born years after Batman was canceled, yet when I was growing up, it was like every kid I knew had been government-issued this toy. Everyone I knew had one of them, so Corgi just kept producing them from like 1967 on. During the 1970s, Corgi would continue licensing Batman, the Bond films, TV shows like Starsky and Hutch and Kojak, cartoons like Tom and Jerry and Noddy, one of my childhood favorites. And they would expand to more DC characters and ultimately the Marvel superheroes. Even though almost none of Marvel's characters have flashy vehicles, especially Spider-Man, who can't even drive, they made him a wide range of vehicles copying Batman's successful formula. Spider-Man got a motorcycle, a helicopter with flicking tongue, a van, and the Spider Buggy. The Spider Buggy seems to be somewhat based on the Spider-Mobile that appeared in the Amazing Spider-Man comics, even though it just looks like Corgi repainted an existing Jeep and put Spider-Man at the helm. One of the most appealing things to me about Corgi as a kid and as an adult collector was the addition of figurines with these packages. However crude they just might be, they made the whole thing more appealing, and it's certainly the case here. One sight of that goblin in that webbed baggie, and I was hooked as a kid. I had to have this. I still have my original childhood Jeep, just missing the figures, and I used to let my kids play with it. Before I just moved to these digs, I started getting the Corgi itch again, particularly for this toy. I had seen a big display of them at a toy show, and the only Marvel one the vendor didn't have was, of course, this one, so that set me off on a mission. I had a great deal of trouble finding a boxed one, so eventually I settled for a beautiful mint loose one that you see here. The next day, an empty original box popped up on eBay, so it was meant to be, and I put the two together. Corgi was a very successful company, but its parent company ran into some financial trouble in the 1980s, and the brand was sold. Eventually, Corgi would end the 1980s as part of Mattel. It would never be quite the same. Today, the brand is called Corgi Classics and is used to sell licensed toys and vehicles from James Bond, Doctor Who, and Mr. Bean, just to name a few. I really like Corgi toys, and I have nothing but happy memories of these, and especially the Corgi Juniors as a kid. They were durable and they lasted 2 generations. But as an adult collector, I begrudgingly want to focus on other things. So it's a toy line that I fondly look at from afar, but I can't see myself diving in deep. So I just kind of placated myself with this one piece. If you're a collector, do you have toy lines like this where you buy one piece from it and say, that's it, I'm just getting this one? Let me know what yours are. You can hit me up in the comments below. Join my group Pod Stallions on Facebook, or hit me up on our Facebook page, which is called Plaid Stallions. No wrong way to do it. Thanks as always for watching. If you're new to this, please consider hitting like and subscribe. We do this every week. Until next week, take care and have fun. Collecting this stuff can be a challenge because A, there is a toy company called Super 7, and B, they freaking make toys based on the Filmation He-Man cartoons. It's like they have no regard for the dozen of us that collect merchandise from this show. This is one of those collections that honestly I think has cost me about $100 in the last 10 years, but it's brought me so much joy. I just love it. Do you have an obscure collection like this? Hit me up in the comments here or on the Plaid Stallions Facebook page. We also have a Facebook group called Pod Stallions where we could discuss this until the wee hours. Thank you as always for watching. I do this every week and I'm getting weirder and odder about my choices, so you may want to consider hitting like and subscribe. Until next week, take care.